Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. I am so glad you guys are here. It is not a coincidence that you found this reading and that you're here with me now. Welcome, guys. I'm just going to get started with your reading. I'm being drawn towards the Wild Mystic Oracle. So we're going to go ahead and use that for your reading. I had no clue what we were going to choose, and I feel like this is just calling you right now. So we're going to ask Spirit, what is it that you need to hear in this reading? What is it that you need to hear right now? Why are they here? What do they need to hear? I don't know why I said why do. Maybe you're questioning something. Heal. Patience. It feels like something very big. Bigger than it's coming off as like bigger than average for some reason. Some kind of big. There's definitely something to do with legs here also. Something like that. Patience in reverse. So I'm just noticing that a lot of my cards are in reverse. So something just feels, there's no coincidences, so I do read reversals, but it's like your trust. It feels like a big deal. You're not sure what to trust, maybe not sure who to trust. I'm hearing the words cheeky. There's something about the number 3. The number 5. So, and with the power in reverse also, it feels so. In the we did have patience in reverse, so it feels like maybe something can't wait. You're not sure what to do. You're feeling like a loss of control in a situation, maybe something like that coming through. What is it that they need to hear? Trick. So it's a trick. So we have trick. It's in reverse. It's your energy. So your energy is in reverse. This is not a trick. This is not a test. Spirit's saying it's your energy. It's your energy. And with the energy card, they're in reverse. So showing your energy is in reverse. So you're kind of, so this could be why you're feeling like upside down. Things are out of order. Something doesn't feel right. Something like that. So, and this is giving me like a pentacle on top of a pentacle, almost like it looks like, right? Like a pentacle, but it has extra points. So this is really giving me this feeling of like big manifestation, but the hummingbird is really sticking out to me as like coming back to I want to say home, but it's like the point of like nectar, the point of what feeds you, right? So it's about coming back to that. Oh, this stayed on the table. Why? Cunning. Oh wow, and it's cunning in reverse. I don't remember. I think it's the fox, right? It's cunning the fox. Let's see. Yeah. Much like the raccoon dog. Is that the raccoon dog too? Is a trick, I think. Let me see. Yeah, which is the raccoon dog, which is yours. Okay, so we'll read that one too, but I feel like I'm going to redo the shadow reading because it is in reverse. So it's much like the raccoon dog. The fox is often associated by both Asian and North American mythology with being a trickster or a shapeshifter. The shadow of this card may warn you to be careful of those who could manipulate you or use their words to make you question yourself. Yeah, so you're definitely probably going to want to watch the reading before this reading, okay? Because there is definitely like something coming off as like gossip. Maybe you were talking with somebody, so this could even be, there was something about a lover, there was something about, it could be even family, okay, that maybe made you question something. It feels like questioning yourself, okay? And it could have something to do with, I think in that reading it was coming off as somebody moving or relocating, so it could even be like traveling, okay, which could be like a very big deal. You could be traveling for health. I really feel like it could be have to do with money or luck, okay, because of the frog here. The cunning. Yeah, so making you question yourself, really. And then the shadow reading here, this was in reverse, so we will read the shadow reading. So the tanuki of the 16th and 17th century Japanese stories were conjurers and shapeshifters who could transform into animate and inanimate objects to trick their quarry before they become the benevolent rogues of current folklore. They were considered misleading and dangerous. The shadow reading of this card may be warning you that something is not as it seems and that the rug may soon be pulled out from under you. Okay. Yeah, so something's not as it seems. Let's go ahead and read the energy card in reverse. But now, the song coming through. There's nowhere to hide as I push my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. So being devoted, maybe to somebody else's energy, making you question something that you wanted for yourself or some choice that you made for yourself, okay? It was in reverse, so we'll read the shadow reading. Warns against things going too fast. It is the candle burning at both ends and in the middle at the same time. Yeah, it feels like, yeah, like I was saying, like the two pentacles stacked on top of each other, like a lot going on. A lot of manifestation happening. This card cautions against creative, psychological, and spiritual burnout. It represents mania as well as inattentiveness and things falling to the wayside in the blur left behind. Yeah, and I definitely feel like I've been in those situations where energy has gotten very like chaotic feeling, especially being, you know, being an empath, being psychic, or, you know, having any of the clairs. Sometimes you're bombarded with not just your own energy, you can be bombarded with other people's energy. And when you have a lot going on, you can kind of forget and get lost because things become very, very real. So it's, excuse me, talking about like shape-shifting energy also coming through. So things could feel just very like chaotic for you in the moment. Like there's a lot that's going on, a lot that's like kind of manifesting, changing, and it almost feels like there's some kind of like, yeah, like energy that, and I feel like the reason it's a trick, yeah, we have disguise underneath. Even disguise is in reverse. Yeah, so it's like a trick that everything's upside down, or that this energy is upside down. It's not really. It's not really upside down. This was coming through, actually, what was that? The chameleon was coming through. I think we had beware of taking on, it was when I was pulling from the Fortune Oracle here. So it's not the reading before this, but the reading before that. Sorry, I'm guiding you guys to those other readings. But we did have the chameleon come through in that reading. So, and it was the beware card. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out for you, because there is something about taking on, oh, and it's right here. Look at that, guys. Right there for you. Interesting. Super interesting. See how nothing is a coincidence. It says, be careful who you trust at this time. So you could be like sharing information. Maybe it really feels like the same energy. This feels like an extension of that reading before this, but it really feels like you taking on someone else's energy. Maybe you confided in them. Confided? Is that a word? Confined? Confined. You brought up something, you know, you shared something with them. Maybe you were questioning something, and I feel like they were more of agreeing with your fear rather than building you up, type of energy. So I mean, it might not even be like their fault. Okay, we could even be dealing with an Aries here. We have Gemini here. But I really feel like this is just like a trick. I feel like you could even be it's not a trick as in like someone's being tricky with you. It's just more like the energy is upside down. It doesn't really have to feel like this or be like this, Spirit's saying. Yeah, the patient card. Patience card was underneath, and the lion. Slow down, change your attitude, yeah, and clear your mind with the patience card here. Yeah, and change your mind, meaning like flip your energy. Okay, and there's something about something that you do. I feel like you're a great manifester. And that could be why you've maybe felt like this was like next level, time for me to take something to the next level with these pentacles on top of each other. It's just giving me that kind of energy. But I feel like Spirit's asking you to go back to your why, and also back to the beginning of your knowing, you know, knowing that you can have victory, that you can attain, achieve, experience whatever it is that you want to experience. Okay. Yeah, and it just feels like good feeling energy, good feeling nectar, like going back to that positive energy and then building off of that, because something that it feels like whatever you were building off of when it was in this energy, it's like the Spirit's trying to show you it's a trick. It really doesn't have to feel like that, because you are the one that's in control of your experience. And that's really what Spirit's saying. Like, go back to knowing your power, knowing your magic, being brave, trusting in yourself. Okay, this is just energy disguised upside down. Okay, we have grow and adaptation, and we have wisdom and family. The family's coming off, and then we have the lion with courage. We did have the lion under here too. Yes, we did. Right here also we have the lion, harness, loyal and protective, aura of the lion, charge ahead magnificently. Yeah, in your knowing, right, with your intention, right? Being intentional with your energy versus like questioning with your energy. I feel like there was some kind of mission you were going to do, like some expectation you had, and then maybe things, it could be like the experience, like say you relocated, because there was something about relocating coming through for somebody, but like whatever it's going on, it's maybe something, you know how like when you do something new, sometimes it just feels off, right? And so you become, maybe you're not used to feeling that way, or it could even be like, yeah, it just makes you feel a certain way. So there's like an adaptation, like a needing to adapt and give something time, right? To be brave, find like-minded people to talk to. Maybe not talk with people who don't want to see you succeed. You know, you want like-minded people. Yeah, if you feel like you need to talk, you need people that see you the way you want to be seen, that uplift you. Yeah, and the wisdom in knowing that, yeah, that you're in control, that you really are this energy, this magical energy that is creating everything. I really feel like I need to read the Grow here with, I think it's this, is it the salamander? Because I feel like it went right to it. It represents growth from destruction, like a sapling growing out of the ashes of a wildfire. Despite being an amphibious creature, the salamander has long been associated with the element of fire in myths and lore spanning back to ancient Greece. The origin of this connection is often disputed, some believing it may stem from salamanders who hibernated in rotting logs, only to burst forth when the logs were taken indoors and burned. This gave the illusion that these creatures were born from flame, while they are in fact cold-blooded and, contrary to old wives' tale, not flame retardant. This association with heat and fire has persisted. They're capable of regrowing certain limbs after an accident. Wasn't there something about limbs coming through? Something about legs. So maybe you feel like something could have, maybe you've been taken to a place, relocated, but there is something to do with like movement, legs, limbs, some kind of association, maybe where you've taken yourself, okay, traveled to, okay, and you feel like something was like a mistake or like an accident or something, okay. It says they're capable of regrowing certain limbs after an accident. So the salamander card may signify hope, recovery after a difficult time. While the symbol of fire can be one of destruction and harm, it also represents the heat of the hearth, the warmth of the home, and the light in the darkness. The type of growth that the salamander card invokes is regrowth from a period of difficulty and tumultuous upheaval or traumatic experience. So this could feel like whatever you're going through could really feel like upheaval, right? It doesn't feel good. It feels uncomfortable. So yeah, and Spirit wants you to know that you are definitely capable of this adaptation here, right? Have you ever seen pictures of octopi when they like squeeze through very narrow, small spaces? It's just amazing. And they're so very smart. And I feel like Spirit wants you to know that you are smart, you are adaptable, that you are strong, you have what it takes to regrow, to adapt, right? Yeah, and you're very wise. Just be careful of who you express things with, okay? Are they going to uplift you? Are they going to make you feel better? Or are they going to feed into like this energy and you know, change your mind on something maybe? Because I feel like somebody went in with a really good intention, okay? And it's kind of like you could be taking on someone else's fear energy, or just energy that doesn't really belong to you, okay? Anything else? And we do have the Victory card, and he has this big star here, which stars are always represent to me like protection. So you are very highly protected right now. Anything else, Spirit? I don't think so. I think this was the message. You might want to check out the reading before this and the reading before that one. So this one and the two before this. All right. I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.